Hello, welcome to our Cisco DevNet Associate video series about comparison between the three data formats such as XML, JSON, and YAML. In this lesson, you will learn the following. How does the JSON, XML, and YAML data format look like, and where do we use these data formats? We will compare these three data formats in terms of readability and writability. Many data formats are available to help your applications to talk to a wide range of APIs available. These data formats use a syntax that could easily be read by humans and machines. For example, you can use an API to communicate to a switch and automatically configure interface policies across its ports connected to the end users. However, before doing this, you need to verify the data type supported by that API. An API server can understand the code that you developed and converts the instructions that will be understood by the switch. Here are the different data formats that we will cover: XML or Extensible Markup Language, JSON or JavaScript Object Notation, and YAML or YAML-ain't Markup Language. Now, what is the most obvious difference between the three? Any guesses? If you say it's the extension name, then you got it right. For JSON, it is .json. For XML, it's .xml. Then for YAML, it's .yaml. Right? Simple, right? Now, let's further talk about each of them. XML is considered by others as not so humanly readable compared to JSON and YAML. XML is verbose or kind of wordy, redundant, and quite complex to use. XML is used to exchange highly structured data between applications. When we talk about programming in Java, XML is widely used. Let's now talk about JSON. JSON is an alternative to XML as it is smaller and much easier to read. JSON is used to transmit data between a server and a web page. The syntax used in JSON is the same in the JavaScript programming language. So it means that you can easily convert JSON data into JavaScript objects. The JSON system is also useful for YAML, as JSON is basically a subset of YAML. Now let's talk about the third format, which is YAML. So if you are developing your first API, and you don't have a lot of development experience, YAML would be the best choice when you want to choose a data format to use. YAML is built for people who are just starting to code from scratch. JSON and XML are mostly for programming codes to be more readable by machines. As of today, YAML is used in many configuration files. YAML has similar indentation style with that of Python, so people who understand Python may easily read and understand the YAML code. Let us further talk about the different data formats. The first data format that you will learn is YAML, which, as the name suggests, is not a markup language like JSON and XML. With its minimal format, it was more heavily weighted to be humanly writable and readable, but it works in the same way as other data formats. In general, YAML is the most humanly readable of all formats, and at the same time, it is just as easy for programs to use, which is why it is becoming increasingly popular with programmability engineers. Note that tab indentations are not allowed in YAML because different tools are treated differently. White spaces are important to YAML because the white space indentation defines the structure of the YAML file. All data inside a particular object is at the same level of indentation. In this example, the first object to be indented is a user named J. All data at the same indentation level are attributes of the same object. The next level of indentation begins at the location property, denoting an object that represents a location with city and state properties. Typically, YAML uses two whitespace indentation for each newly defined object, but you can also use your preferred indentation system. In YAML, keys and values are separated only by a colon and space, which makes it very intuitive for people to read or write. YAML will also try to assume which data type is meant to be a value, so no codes are needed. YAML automatically knows when the value ends. Also intuitively, the dash syntax in YAML denotes the lists. They might seem so natural to you that it's like writing a shopping list for the grocery stores. Now let's talk about JSON. JSON is another widely used data format. JSON was derived from the programming language of JavaScript. Due to this historical background, the JavaScript code can easily convert data from a JSON file to native JavaScript objects. JSON syntax uses curly braces, square brackets, and quotations for its data representation. Typically, the very first character in a JSON file is a curly brace that defines a new object structure. Below that, you're going to find all the information about that object. With YAML, white spaces are important, but this is not the case with JSON. All the white spaces you see are for humans to consume and read data. They have nothing to do with how the JSON file is being consumed by an application or script. Here, you are free to choose which type of formatting style you want to use with JSON, as long as the other syntax rules remains in place. You will notice that all data in a JSON file format is presented in the same way as in YAML, using a key value notation. Every object starts and ends with a curly bracket, and the user is inside the main object in this figure. This object defines all the information you want to configure for the user. You can see here that a name is given to a J user and a location in the list of rows is assigned. We also notice that all values assigned to this user are separated by a comma. Separating values by comma is mandatory for all objects, except that the last one there is no comma at the end of the list of objects in the JSON code. And the last data format that we're going to talk about is XML. Another data serialization format that is widely used for exchanging information over the internet on two machines is XML. The beginnings of XML date back to the previous century, with the first version initially defined in 1998. It is very similar to HTML. Both are markup language, which means that they indicate which parts of a document are present and not how the data will be shown specifically on your system. For this purpose, XML code uses tags to encircle elements as key and value. All object information is defined inside the tag and the slash tag openings, with a slash to indicate the closing tag. When using tags, you need to be careful that the start and the end tags match both the name itself and the letter case. For example, lowercase tag and an uppercase tag would not work properly, whereas a smaller case tag with a dot and a smaller case tag, or uppercase tag with an uppercase tag, would work perfectly. Note that the name of the tag is the same, that only differs in case. Usually the names of the tags in XML are all written in the lowercase. White spaces can be quite important in some formats, or they don't have any meaning in others. XML is a combination of both of them. Significant white spaces are part of the content of the document and are always preserved. A good example is the white spaces inside the value or the opening and closing tags. For example, you have an opening tag T1, then you have John Wayne inside it, then a slash T1 as the closing tag. is not the same as a T1 with a John Wayne without a space and a closing tag. So you have to make sure that the white spaces are correct within the content body. An object can either contain basic information such as a name or more complicated data with tags being nested inside the object, such as the location in this case. Now let's move on to the lesson review questions. First question is, what data format does this illustration represent? If your answer is JSON, then you got it right. Remember, JSON is composed of curly braces, square brackets, and quotations on its syntax. Which of the three data formats is the easiest for humans to read and write? If your answer is YAML, then you got it right. Which of the three data formats uses tags and is very suitable for machines to read and write? If your answer is XML, then you got it right. In this lesson, you'll learn about differences between data formats such as XML, JSON, and YAML. We also spoke about white spaces and to which data format it will be important. We also covered which data formats can easily be read and written by humans and which are suitable for machines. We appreciate your time and thank you for watching the video.